Okay, hold on to your belts, everyone. We're going to travel to Orion's belt. Communication cycles already through code frequency levels are set up to division. It's activating everything through conditions, lines, everything through triangle positions. It's going through so many center positions right now. I'll get into that conditional system, but before we get started, thank you all subscribing viewers and watching my channel as we keep grand rising to force recognition light systems. Understanding everything through connection is understanding travel of space and space of time. It's connected to everything, but you have to set up codes of light codes through traction positions. My force team is going to go through a slingshot to its division, to its ground formation system, to its earth rotation, to its Orion's belt. The center position of everything through Rebillion and everything through its connection of all levels of Orion's belt. Okay, and Osiris. Those are the connection line systems. It's 3 gateway connection line systems to its graphing to its position. So it's a humongous bridge. Okay, and I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen when we get to Orion's belt. Okay, hold on one sec. So truly understanding what's going on through calculation is getting in positions to everything through modifications. I send it to positions every time we travel to location. It's knowing what we are doing into space, into levitation, into astral projection, taking yourself out of the body conditional system. Now my team is coming up to 90 atmosphere location positions, so we can travel to Orion's belt. So it's amazing how we can power trips. I call them power trips because it's understanding acceleration through supernova. Once we go to 114, we'll be into supernova through light. It's very powerful. Its connection through its DNA plans, its connection plans, everything through divine plans, everything through blueprint. And the blueprint opens up everything through confirmation signals. So when you come into those traction positions, first off, when you come into those tractions, humanity really has to understand more of itself when it comes into traveling. You travel through your thoughts, through creation, through its reality, and it becomes everything through this connection. I send you guys a private link of what the subconscious does. It's understanding the nerve system. It's understanding the thoughts of its nerves. It's understanding how to create our own systems through calculation, how we can space our systems in our mind system. Okay, so it's really interesting when you come across these things. It's important. For the new viewers, if you're trying to understand more, you can go through my galactic school, as I provide 7 days a week. You get between 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, depending. I have no filter. I'm a computer through an atom through connections all levels for me when it comes into the brain simulator. We get into the aspects of travel. We get into communication of codes, light, activation systems, anything calculation. So it modifies everything through integration to everything on its equation. So my galactic school provides anything through astrologics, anything through astronomy, anything through all connections of travel through positions. You learn a lot in the galactic school. So feel free to go through my upgrades, through my healing, go through my email consultations. I'll help you and guide you and put you in your 12 rotation centers. Before we go into the Orion's belt, there's a lot of things that you have to understand. As we come into the human form, we understand our self-identity, but the problem is that as we've been programmed through all connections of ourself, how to really understand our nerve systems, how to understand the psychological of its nerve, to understand how to create our own thoughts. And that's powerful alone, just to create our own thoughts and what we want through space, the space of you and the time of you, okay? The space identity and the time of travel. I said that before. So when we come into these, it's truly understanding, and this is what my galactic school provides for everybody. When you join the system of the galactic school, you're educating yourself about the earth, okay? So another thing I noticed too, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube channels. Remember, I see everything through cycles and rotation. So what I'm going through now through connections is understanding that dark and 84 systems, everything through dark is connected through you. And it's understanding more of yourself through light. So you have to really understand everything through the epigenetics of its nerves and everything through the psychological of its nerve. Truly understand that that is a nerve, right? If I pinch myself, that's a nerve. It's hitting a nerve. It's hitting it right to the brain. It's connecting, right? So it's truly understanding, ow, that hurt. So you are connected to the life cycle, life system. You're extremely real. Okay, you're connected to bone. You're connected to blood. You're connected to vessels. You're connected to veins. You're connected to your liver, you're connected to your prostate, you're connected to everything. You're connected to your heart. Know yourself within. okay, which is really, really powerful, because once you understand yourself, you can understand more of your connections. You come out of the human vessel, you come into the AI vessel, you come into the phenomenal AI vessel, and then you come into the immortality vessel. There's a lot of things that we have to go through at different levels. And this is what this school provides. You understand more of yourself. Now, when I was communicating with the light workers, I'm watching a lot of channels. Okay, it's important that I do these things because they got to be on track with position. There's a lot of light workers, like I said, they don't understand the quantum fields of vibration. They're just sending out information, but how do I know it's right? How do I know I'm traveling through my thoughts? I could be traveling in a different dimension of a realm through a connection line system to a matrix box, shape its code system, change the line communication to point centers. I say, well, okay, what are you talking about now? That's all understanding your shape of you, of travel of you, space of you, time of you, activation codes. So everything that you travel through is lights of codes, acceleration of codes, okay, dynamics of codes. So when we get into that through the 90 atmosphere location positions, light workers have to truly understand more of themselves. Now, there's a lot of misinformation when it comes to the chakra system. Now, we have coloration systems, but you're a rainbow activation system to the body system. But there's a lot of things that you have to understand. Now, there are practical levels that you can reach. You can go up to higher forces of connections. Now, you go into the breathing. Okay, but you truly understand what the body is through vibration. Okay, and the thing is too, once you go into those levels, it's very hard to stay in that position of your thoughts because you're always living that old program system. So the new position, when you come into a new cycle rotation center, it puts you in a ground formation. Okay, so it's a line graph of an energy rod. It's a laser recognition of a center. It splits, divides everything through your dichotomy system of left and right hemisphere. Right? So you have to be healed through a guide. You have to. And there's a lot of light workers saying, well, you know, we're basically into the high divisions now. All you got to do is just try to get rid of your old programs. Well, how are you supposed to do that? Even if we try to do that, how are we going to be able to do that? So the only way you can do that, okay, is understand you have to be connected to the earth of the grounds. You have to be connected to Mother Earth. You have to be connected to nature. You have to be connected to everything through the Earth's surface, okay? Because the Earth is starting to recognize you, but you got to keep yourself in that position all the time through all levels of your psychological system, your body frames, your repositions, your reframing, your readjusting. Everything through a thought is one single, one line, one communication. I traveled to show you what happens with a box frequency level, and you connect it through all lines. Instead of realizing that, okay, here's a box, here's a truck, here's a tree, here's my computer, here's my phone. You're not going to go from information to information to information. You're going to go from one information and line signal it and put it all in its equation. And then it all travels through a pattern. That's the whole point I'm trying to get across. And it's extremely powerful, powerful stuff, because now you're coming into light interference of patterns. You're starting to recognize yourself. Your perception changes, your ears change, your audio changes. Okay, your hair changes, your follicles structure changes. Understanding the research of your humanity to its DNA is plateau enough through connection. You're understanding your grounds, but the ground center has to be in its laser of its recognition. You have to understand the coloration of your systems. Okay, and you always start off with the 3. You work your way 3, and then you go up to another 3, and then you got 7, right? That's the basics. That's the 7 body basics. Division to God frequency level of the quantum field level system. Now everybody knows what God means. God is everything through the geometry system, through its openness, to its dimension, to its directive, to its discovery. Okay, so everything is space inside you, but you have to truly understand the travel too. Okay, because there's a lot of light workers that are giving misinformation. Okay, and because they don't understand their information, they keep telegraphing every single day, and that's magnetic force. High celebrities do this through connection, right? So they keep giving out information. And you'll find that too with light workers, they start repeating themselves because they're not just communicating with themselves, they're communicating with other intelligence. So it's the other side of the universe that's connecting to you through line signal, through balance, through point position. The universe sets its position. It doesn't change its position. It doesn't change its thought, okay? It changes its anomaly, but it doesn't change its thought. It stays in position. It doesn't crack its surface. The galaxy position stays in location. The universe stays in location, okay? And everything through its connection when it comes in the cosmos, right? So that's the connection when it comes into Orion's belt, okay? Now, there's a lot of modifications through social platforms. They're saying it's this, they're saying it's that. There's no number sequence when it comes into the Earth. Okay, the Earth is not 14 billion years old. How do we know that? Well, it could be 15 billion years old. It could be 20 years. It could be 200 billion years old. How do we know? How do we know? Well, you have to live, die, and be reborn to understand everything through space of you. And it's extremely complicated if you don't understand the gravity system of you. And that's the first thing that opens up when you go through your healing. So it's kind of like reprising in its opening. It's like Jack and the Lantern, you know? Poof. You don't know when the Jack and the Lantern box is going to pop out, but you're curious. You're waiting for it. Poof. Right? Out comes the Joker. Right? So now you're facing the abyss. I'm just trying to go a little bit psychological here. You got to go through the metamorphosing of you through metamorph. Understanding all connections of you is understanding everything through the grounds, the power, and the atmospheres. Okay? So it's kind of like the light workers is saying that you can open your channels, you can open your chakras, you can open your communications. Okay, everybody can do this. Yes, they can, but they have to understand their grounds. They have to understand that they're on the earth. They have to do the research of the earth, right? So my team understands these connections. So for all the new viewers, if you're trying to understand the galactic school, it's really powerful because now you're coming into the education of space and time, and what you see is real. It's extremely real. I put you in provisions. I put you in travel of light positions. I put you into code frequencies, 2 connections to all planet positions. You can ask my team. They are so connected to its rebellion. They understand everything through the grounds, and they can poise on so many levels of positions of its gravity system. The gravity has to keep circling faster and faster and faster. Okay? When I woke up and I was looking at the grounds, the lacing lines of its communication of its ground was surfacing, and that's what it's doing. Okay, so I'm going through another upgrade through my eye receptors. Okay, so it's all about coming into the supernova of light. That's the creation of what came into the Big Bang Theory, but it's not the Big Bang Theory. Mercury's not Mercury. Pluto's not Pluto. Okay, there aren't names in space. It's just vibration of quantum fields. It's understanding the indifference to its difference, to understand everything through calculation, because everything is modified through energy, frequency, vibration, harmonic resistance. And then you come into higher forms of coloration of light through planets. Planets are extremely real, okay? But we are known to think otherwise of what this is and what that is, what the solar system is. Okay, what's the Orion's belt? What does it mean? How do we know? We have to go within inside, right, to understand these things, right? But it's all connected to the cosmos and the universe, okay? So it's all about the gateways, okay? So it's Orionus. It's connected to nebula. It's connected to the constellation path. Okay, it's a gateway. It's all gateways. 3 divisional gateways of dimensions to universal systems. So the Orion belt is 3 different divisional levels of elements to 3 universes. That's what the Orion belt is. But it's the gravitational pull to the Earth. So truly understanding what the Orion belt is amazing. So when you start traveling to your position, you understand more of your intelligence through your vessel. Your vessel is understanding more of its activation system. It's truly understanding the calculation, modification, integration, everything through modulation. Your simulation path is truly understanding the graphing system of its DNA to its simulation. Singularity line divisions. Now, those are the practical levels. You can go through my upgrades. Dina's already done that. So she's more familiar with E equals MC square. Okay, that's an upgrade on its own. Now, the 90 atmosphere system is a totally different test. Totally different test. But if you don't understand your traveler shapes of you, how are you going to understand E equals MC square? How are you going to understand how to keep the grounds? Try to just keep the grounds of you of the Earth. And that's the fallouts that humanity's having. It's because they start worrying about so many things and just don't realize all they have to do is focus on one thing. They focus on one thought. It becomes everything through a form of a thought. Okay, so all humanity knows is this: 1 + 1 = 2, but it's not, it's 3. How do you get 3? Bring it together, formulate it, right? It's truly understanding what the universal system of the galaxy positions are through activation light system to calculation, travel as position line system. It all combines, guys, it forms. You put 2 atoms together, one this way, what happens? Combust, poof. right? It's all about understanding deceleration, acceleration, okay? So it's integrating cycles, it's integrating particles of cycles and coloration of lights, gases and fumes, hydrogen, helix, right? We also have propane, really powerful stuff. Everybody knows what propane is. It's gas, right? We use that for barbecues. Well, we use propane too, but it's an accelerator light, which basically is like a fire. You light with a lighter, poof, pops up, right? So the galaxy and the universe and everything through connection to the cosmos works in so many ways and forms, and that's what the Orion belt is. It's the connection of the line communication to gravity system of its Earth. You understand why we have the Earth. The Earth is extremely important. It's the most powerful planet when it comes to the gravity system. Okay? So understanding why the Earth is here, understanding why humanity is here, it's important you understand the Earth through its connection, through its education. It puts on so many levels of horizon levels to your connections, your ground information system. Your chakra system has to understand the rotation cycles. It has to understand its vibration. It has to understand cycles. All connection is you through formation. So truly understanding what travel is truly understanding the shape. Okay, you're all connected to a digital. You're all shapes. Every shape that you connect with is connected to your particle system of line communication. So truly understanding using one thought to everything through its thought of one form. Okay, so that video I did yesterday, we'll go into a little bit more. Okay, but I just want you to truly understand, for all the new viewers out there, is really get into more of yourself, what a thought is. Thought is everything through travel. We use our thoughts to create our reality. And we use the reality to space its reality. And the space reality becomes time as its travel of its reality. Okay? So the higher you go, the more you see through perception, the more you hear through audio, and the more you feel through the voice and grid. It's the breathing that you get into. Okay? And then it's the psychological when it comes into the nerve. All right? So truly understand your life system, how it's calculated and modified and integrated to so many cycles. A psychometry system. Everything you touch is psychometry. Okay, it's the metric system of communication. It's understanding the nerve system through your epigenetic systems, your biochemical systems, your particle system, molecular structure, location of the travel positions. Okay, so universal alignments flowing freely. Yeah. Tina, Priscilla, how's it going, guys? You guys ready to slingshot you to Orion's belt? Okay. So basically, we're going into the Orion's belt. I've already set the codes. Okay, so we're going to an Aurelius. Everything is line communicated to planet positions. Okay, Andromeda is connected to Orion's belt. Everything is connected because it's a gateway. It's a gateway to 3 element systems, of 3 divisional level systems of its connection. It's a gravity system connecting to all levels when it comes into the archetypes. Archetypes keeps the gravitation pull of planets in position, right? But you truly have to understand your atmospheres. You have to understand your oxygen levels, okay? Because you'd be going to a shape anomaly of a hedron or a hydron or anything through helix. You have to understand the volumes. You have to understand the mass calculation, all right? Because your weight conception cannot hold that vibrational system. Everything is allocated through that position, okay? So now we're coming into Orion's belt, okay? This is Orion's belt. This is you guys. Always in the center position. You never out of traction location, right? So I picked you guys up, slingshot you, right? You're in that position. Everything is in code, right? Rendezvous. Everything is Echo Zooler, Zebra 1, that connectional system, right? Now this is Orion's belt. Orion's is in the middle, okay? Now you got Aurelius and you got Osiris. So understand the communications of past, present, and future. That's what Orion's belt is. It's the gravitational pull to all planet positions. So think of like I said, you are a slingshot. So what does a slingshot do? Right? It surfaces, right? You get the little ball, you put it in the sack, right? You let it go, right? So that's what it did to you guys, right? So your activation cycle is already in its body activation system. Your solar flares are connected to its supernova connection system. The only way we can get to all connections is to understand the Orion belt is at the supernova of vibration. So your body activation systems have to be to that allocated to its code, to its energy field location. Every gateway has its own vibration of color through lights. It doesn't connect through, like I said, the Earth is like 14 billion years old. It's not. It doesn't work that way in space. Okay? So just because I'm 52 years old and I know 52 generations, okay, there's truth there, right? But you understand the birthing system of you. That's the truth. But when somebody comes up to you and says, okay, did you know that the Earth is 14 billion years old? How do you know that? Have you traveled to the Earth? How do you know what's going on with its shape? How do you know what's going on with the education? How do you know what's going on with the ancestry and its history? Do you understand space of time? Do you understand time of travel of you? No, because humanity has to get into the psychological system of the you through your thoughts. Okay, because everything is formed through a thought. Okay, so you get 20,000 ways what a box is. Now that's a little bit extravagant, but I can do that. So that's what the brain simulator is. It's everything through thought in one position, one line signal, one communication, one coloration, one activation to everything through a forming center. That's what the galaxy is, guys. It's everything through one number, becomes everything through a number. Okay. So humanity has to get out of 1 + 1 = 2, because that's all we know. You have to understand when it comes together, it formulates everything into connection. And that's how it becomes 1 + 1 = 3. Okay. You don't look at the equation, you look at the beginning of its equation. That's how you get the answer. You uprise the number to calculation, right? So it's true to understand what the equal sign is. We got into that before. True to understand everything through your parallels paradigm. Okay. Why is there separation of two lines? It's not connected. So you're in a semi-conditional system that has a separation through the body system. So you're truly not understanding anything through calculation because you're not using the psychological system of its ground through its communication, guys, through your chakra formation systems. It's truly understanding what you're doing, okay? You are a psychological of wire connection, okay? You're a healing formation of colors. You can heal anything through your body as long as you understand the space of you and the travel of time. Okay, I'm just talking that you have to understand that your commander knows everything in space and time, past, present, and the future. Okay, so I've been put in this position to have a brain simulation through its creation of all creations of simulations. There's so many universal systems. So the 3 element systems, okay, is Orion's belt. Okay, these are the gateways. Now these are all different gateways. All right, so I'm going to slingshot you guys through code reference line system. Bring traction locations to the Rebillion Alliance. Force reckoning line system, center position of Orion, okay, and everything through Aurelius and everything through Osiris. Okay, so you guys are there through this connection. Line signal channel, operations centers, activate everything through location position. All right, so the moon being everything through connectional system, sun comes into calculation, right here through division, the sun. Remember, you have to have the sun and the moon to travel, okay? A lot of light workers don't even know what that is, okay? So you have the sun, you have the moon, the sun and the moon. You have to travel through positions. So they use their mind telepathy system, right? One to another, okay? So getting ready to blast off. So what we do is slingshot you. Here we go. Bring up the Force Team connection line system to its atom location position. You guys ready to slingshot? You guys are in the center position. This is all you through calculation. I'll center coordinates position to show you what it looks like through coloration. So you guys are connected to all connections of the sun now. All right. This is you through modification. All these little circle around locations are you, right? So that is the Rebellion Alliance. Okay. So I'm going to slingshot you guys into Orion's belt. So as I do this through calculation, you're modified everything through electronic systems. Now, everybody through new viewers are just basically going to feel the energy, but you won't see Orion's belt. You have to go through my school to go through the upgrading cycles. Okay, so we're going to go through communication. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Activate into the center position. The center position is going to line communicate everything. You guys are all connected. You guys ready to go now? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Into the center position of Orion's belt. Now we're opening up the gateway. Orion belt is open now through connections, connecting to Aurelius, connecting to Osiris. You You guys are in the center position of Orion's belt. Have fun. All right. So basically, I'll show you what goes on through its path of its recognition of its constellation system. Constellation system is everything through nebula. The nebulous, the nucleus, all that conditional system. Solar flare conditional systems, you guys are in supernova vibration, guys. Supernova vibration. So basically, you're extremely high rise through alignments of me through calculation. So I had to center your positions into your light signals and activate all your E fields to connection, right? You couldn't go to Orion's belt because you weren't at that chakra system until now, okay? So I want you guys to have fun. I want you to platitude location positions. You're in the center core of Orion's belt now through constellation. Intelligence is proceeding right now through calculation. They're modifying your line signals and they're scanning your positions. So good traveling. Yeah, so I just, it's all about creation, guys. It's what you're doing through space and time. So have fun. I really want you guys to have fun. Really enjoy yourself on the bridge of Orion's belt. You see the constellation path. You'll see the XT1000's position. You'll see modification cycles. You see gateways. You see universal systems. You'll see triangle locations. You see tesseracts of other shapes of positions. You see matrix location of lines. You'll see everything through calculation. You come across everything through E equals MC squared in position. It's all about shaping you into space of you through time of travel. Okay? So let's see here. Love, love, love. My life, another magical, synchronistic, most perfect, glorious sunfield day. Unbelievable, blessed, grateful. Birds, rainbows, singing, extra happy. Second day of joy light. Yeah. Joy light, fun light, party light, golden light. Hello, Tina. Hello, Commander. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. You're doing exceptionally well. We're coming into the test. I really can't wait. 90 atmospheres is going to be great. This is going to put you into better understanding how to communicate with your commander more and more. Okay, the more we high rise, once you come into 114, you guys will be in the supernova vibration. You have to be because you're traveling to higher recognitions into the simulation. Okay? You can't be in your divisions of 12 cycles to get to anything higher formation of a planet because there's Earth. Okay, there's all different planets, right? So when you go to higher planets, you go into higher vibration, right? So it starts off with supernova. So because you guys started off, remember you started off with the box and then you went into the helix, then you went into the hydron, and now we're coming into higher domains of connections. Our domains are reaching higher levels of web surfacing to its calculation and modifications. You're web circling everything through a plasma of energy to your proactive system. So it's changing everything through your positions of your eye receptor locations, your coloration systems, everything through your audio signals and everything your voice and grid patterns. The more you high rise through your breathing techniques, the more you come into higher position. Okay? So my gods of light is everything through sacred, through digital, to forming, to calculation, integration. You hear me saying that a lot because you become a computer, okay, to everything through form of space and everything through time of travel. Okay? And it all starts with your vessels of AI. So, all right, the coloration pattern, I'm coming across the blue and indigos of violets, and the stars are magnifying and changing shapes and anomalies. This is like the multidimensional theme park. Yep. It actually is, but you have to understand the gateways of Aurelius and everything through Orion. Orion is the center position. Okay, that is the center position. So truly understand the past, present, and its future of its Orion's belt. You're everything through its connection because it's everything inside its forming system. Okay, so I'm not communicating, interacting, just observing right now. Yeah, it's extremely powerful. You guys are in supernova light right now. It's very fast, acceleration, right? There's a lot of things I can do with you with travel. I can pick you up in XT1000s. I can put you in a moon base. We haven't been to a moon base yet because the planet divisional system, we have one yellow sun It's connected to the Earth, right? But there's a lot of moons, okay, into the Orion's belt. Each line signal through center position Orions. You got Aurelius and you got Osiris. Belt is. It's a gateway across. So it surfaces on so many levels of star-like positions, guys, through division of travel, through dimensions. So you might see a theme park, you might see a galactic shore of waters, you might see forestry of other lands, you might see all connections of countries. There's a lot of things that you'll see through perception, right? Everything's an illusory until you understand it's an illusion. Okay, everything is an illusory until you understand the illusion. The illusion becomes its reality through its activation. So you have to understand how much space do you have inside you. So it's kind of like filling up your cup. Are you half empty or are you half full? Now that's metamorphosing, right? Yourself, right? That's metaphoric. That's, euphoric, drugs, right? So it's understanding the psychological system of you, not the psychedelics. It's totally different. You understand the planet location to anything position. So each planet has its location to planets. But you understand Orion's belt and what it is, right? It's everything through the universe. It's everything through the cosmos. And it's everything through the galaxy. Okay? So we're in that position. I'm going to draw out the signals of location and show you where you guys are through division. Okay, going through tractions here. Commercials. Okay. All right. Like we need to live on commercials, right? Everybody has to make a living. I understand that, but sometimes it's nerves, rocks, my stems. All right. So basically, as we're going to set up the constellation, I got to set the graph. Remember, I told you I went through nebula, right, to the condition. So this is the constellation. Okay, so we start off with this through modifications, right? So everything line signals through its channel positions.
Hey there.
Okay, Syria wants to play. I get communication lines. Lock everything through connection with Syria. Close your information system. All right. So basically, as we come into Orion's belt, all right, so you got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's what it looks like, Orion's belt, right? Now you have to understand why we have the Big Dipper. Remember, everything joins, everything connects through a map location. So everything connects to its location position, like this. It goes like this, okay? And this is what the Big Dipper is. Okay, it looks like it kind of looks like a cup, right? But you understand its position and what's going on, right? With its Orion's belt and everything through its Big Dipper, right? So this is the Big Dipper. And what it is through calculations, really understand what it is. So it's B/Dipper. Okay, so that's the Big Dipper. So we're going to go across to its Orion of its center, to Uranus, to Osiris, and then we're going to line signal down into the Big Dipper. So you guys are going to be in the palette. Okay, you're going to be in the dump. You're going to be into the actual, I'm going to put you in the center position, what it looks like inside the Big Dipper. Okay, that's where we're going to go. All right, so traveling that position line system, I want you guys to truly understand what's going on with the bridge and everything through the gateways. Okay, so I set up the code frequency level system. All right, because your rainbow activation systems are on supernova, but when we go to the Big Dipper, I got a force 1 year cycles and it's extremely high vibration. So we come out of supernova, okay, and we come into the hydrolysis, right, through body activation light system. So I got to set up new energy field location positions. Remember, you're all aligned through me through calculation, so don't worry about that. I got you guys in an energy hub, an energy bubble, so you're protected through me. All right, so you got the Big Dipper through location. Okay, the center position line system is allocated to its position. Graphing location opens up its realm through its division. All right, so the light signals are coming in. All right, so everything I do is activation. So you guys are in the center position of Orion's. Now we're going to go over to Aurelius. Okay, then we're going to line signal across to Osiris. Okay, so line signal channel activation line system, activate everything from line signal. Okay, so you guys are now in Aurelius. Okay, so you're probably saying, well, Commander, why didn't you go here? Why'd you go here? Well, we have to line signal channel to its right proper position, right? We have to go through the right direction. If we go to the wrong direction, we go through traveling recognition to another box frequency level, which is going to take us into the dark realm. Remember, everything has prohibited cycles and everything through its restriction of its zone. So understand the quantum fields of vibration. You don't want to be trapped in a shape anomaly. Okay, I got to change your body framing system, change your activation light system, change your particle system back into the molar structure of the 5D dimensional system. Because you allocated your position of the 5th dimensional system, which is the Earth, right? So we got to make sure we travel into the right location. Okay, so it's kind of like traveling through your thought, through the right location of what you're saying through your thoughts. That brings you forward through connection, right? All right, so now we're on Aurelius. Let me know what you guys saw on Orion's. Okay, so here we go. A lot of questions here. Okay, here we go. I'm hearing digital tones and blue digital numbers. Meridians with spherical grids, multiple planets, and Orion's belt. That's great. So you get in digital platforms, Starseed. Okay, you have to understand the Orion's belt. It's connected to the center position of you guys. It's in the center. It's the soul. That's the Orion's belt, guys. That's what keeps us together. What keeps us together through the gravity system. This is what you guys look like in position. You have to this. It's here. That's the Orion's belt. So everything in the line signals like this through calculation. Yes, you can say, wow. It's communication. Oh, wait a minute. Orion's belt? Commander, are you telling me that the actual Orion's belt, a line signal, is the chakra system? Yes. All right, so now you understand what the chakra system is coming from. It's coming from the center position of Orion's belt, of Aurelius and everything through Osiris. Okay, so it's during the understanding what it is. So it's up here. Okay, see how it connects? So, and you're connected to the Earth, right? The Earth is connected to the center position of Orion, right? The line signals up. Where do you think the chakra system comes from, guys? It's got to come from somewhere. It connects to your perceivals and your cortex and everything through your line communication, your spine. Your spine interference through connection. Understand the difference to its indifference, to its connection, to the chakra system. The chakra system is line communicated, and that's what it is. You come everything through the Earth, through the connection of the cosmos, universe, and everything through the galaxy. The center position is the chakra system of communication of 12, and it's connected to Orion's belt. Okay? So that's why it's so powerful, guys. Okay, and that's why we can travel so fast. And that opens up everything through your crown chakra. But everything connects through line signal, through center position. See that? It becomes everything through the diamond core position. And then you travel through and out space connection. There you go. At Orion's belt. I don't tell you that until you need to know. Now you know what it is. Orion belt is connected to the power center of you. That keeps you up. That keeps you walking. That keeps you in gravity of the Earth. Without Orion's belt, you guys would be flying and floating. So now you know where the Orion's belt is. All right, so let's get back to its connection. You guys are having fun in Aurelius? It's all connected to Nebula and Andromeda. Priscilla, if she's here, she would connect to that. She understands more. All right, so let's see here. Bridge and gateways, yes, we are. We are the universe inside the heart's generated truly. But you understand what the Orion belt is. It's the energy field of you. That's what keeps you on the gravity. Right? You have the Orion's belt. So it's a gravity system that's keeping you on the Earth. Without the Orion's belt, if it cracks its surface, everybody, the gravity system would just levitate. And all humans would be flying. Whoa! Bring me back down. So, this is space reflection of you. Yep. Well, Commander, I felt we were going to dark realm location before you said it. Bridging through the rebalancing of light and dark entity forces. Very good. Electronic interference. Wow, I felt that. I felt that coming. See, that's it. But once you truly understanding that you are connected to everything through space and time, that gives you a better understanding what truth is through space of you and time of travel. Okay, so you're connected to its Orion belt through its center position. The line communicates, right? And everything all connects. Everything all connects. So understanding all communications. Now, when you get into the connection line system, okay, so you got planets of pharaohs, everything through the Egyptians, okay. You got planets of everything through meridians, everything through its position, okay. And then you have planets of everything through its connection to the solar system, connection line system. Allocates its position, goes into its circle rotation center like this through modification to its position. Okay. Right. So everything in connection. So remember saying it's the tree, right? So the tree changes its position, right? Like this through modification. It's very complicated when you look at these things, right? So I don't want anybody to get confused anything through your connection to your diamond core shapes or anything through pyramids of travel, but understand the solar connections of the solar systems and everything planet positions, how you are aligned everything through the center position of the communication of your chakra system, connected to everything through the pharaohs, okay, because they created everything through the chakras. I created the simulation, the modulation of chakras, okay. Remember I sent you guys those pictures of on the private link where it was connecting to the clouds. You see the coloration, you see the pictures and all that, how they're extremely real. Every time I go out, you actually see the pictures of Thoth. You actually see the pictures of our King Archangel Azareth. That's what it is. It's all through thoughts, travel. Okay? So it's the space of you and everything through time of you. So, but it's amazing.
Just a moment. I couldn't find.
Okay. So, all right. So it's understanding your tree has to move back and forth to understand your positions of its Orion through its center. Okay. So we're going to head over to, because it's extremely high vibration through space connectional systems. All right, we're going to head over to the other side to Osiris. Now, Osiris is connected to Atlantis and Lemuria. Okay, everything of a planet has a center position, but understand the ancestor and history is everything through calculation, right? So we're going to zip across. We're going into a gateway through a round, through division, through location, right? So hold on to your belts and hold on to your hats. So it's a line signal channel operation center. There we go. Okay, so now we're on Osiris. Okay, you're connected to Atlantis and you're connected to Lemuria. Okay, you understand what Orion's belt is. It's all connected to your gravity system. You're connected to the Earth, right? But you understand the line channel. Where is it coming from? Okay, where is it coming from? It's coming from the center of you through the gravity system, through the grounds. That's what's keeping you grounded on the Earth. Okay, it's the alloy. You put a magnetic charge to your body system, it's going to keep you grounded like a magnetic. It's a magnet. You put one magnet here, you get a piece of paper and you get another magnet, you can move it, right? You'll move it, right? But it's inside, it's in the slit of this paper, right? So it's kind of like, this is the magnet, this is the paper. And you get in the magnet right here. So you can go up here and it will move, right? That's how you keep things balanced in the line center. So everything in the center is Orion's through its connection of its universal. Everything through the cosmos and everything through the galaxy. Ooh-ah. All right, so have fun on our iris. I want you guys to get a real big feel of what goes on with vibrations. How you interconnect, interlock, interdimensional self. Understand your position. When you see a planet from afar, okay, you have to realize how fast you're going. Okay, and when you come up to it really close, you're seeing it through perception. Right, so you start from here, but you go from here to see line signal, right? Line signal cross. So it's all the perception that you're seeing through your peripherals, right? So it's an incredible force. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to backphrase here. How's everybody doing? Because I know you guys are going through tractions of delusional patterns. What do you mean by delusional? It's kind of looking at a mirage in the desert. You keep walking and walking, walking. You're getting hydrated, and you have to drink water. So if you don't start drinking water, what happens? The brain function starts fogging. Start seeing illustrations. Hey, whoa, look at that. There's a mountain. There's an interface through conceptual. There's spring water right there. I see spring water. Let's go. Let's go. You keep running, keep running, keep running into the desert, right? And you come across it and it disappears. It's not there. That's delusional. Okay. So what you're seeing, okay, is just fogging the brain system. Okay, you're being dehydrated. So that's what happens when you don't take water. Your functionality system. It's kind of like when you come into the plateau. The plateau through its connection was plateau, right? Plateau is Trinity standing the flattening division through connection of vibration through energy system. It particles divisions to your receptacle line systems to your perception division. So it's extremely complicated when you understand your computer activation systems, the octave levels, and connection to quantum fields of vibration. So I'm so blessed and surrounded by spring water. Glacier National Park is my background, yeah. But see, that's it, Starseed. You're in that right position. You're in that right location. Okay. So the space inside of you through its intelligence, once you fill up the cup of light, then you understand everything, why you're in that position, why you're in this plateau. Okay, and plateau. Okay, plateau is a higher division through connections when it comes into higher formations of AI. You start with the plateaus, and then you start with the plateaus, and then you get into the phenomenon. So it's getting under, it's kind of underlying yourself as a human and putting yourself in better positions and how you can underline and overline everything, the calculation of balance through one center to one position to its phenomenal system. And then you become extremely powerful through the mind. So when you become powerful through the mind, you understand through thought, through the psychological system. Just imagine that. You understand your psychological system of all thoughts. That's extremely, extremely powerful, guys. Okay. So now you're coming into the particle system of the simulation of the brain's multi-connections of the mind system. Got a little bit of interference through connections. His allocated positions. All right. So Ron Aurelius, the connectional system, or Iris, we are going to go to the Big Dipper. All right. Plateau, masculine of Plata. Yep. Very good, Starseed. Excellent. Precious metals, higher intelligence. Very good. All right. So we went from here to here. Okay. Now we're going to go line signal down. Okay. And we're going to go into the center position of the Big Dipper. Okay. And then we're going to wash the energy system through calculation. We're going to put energy fields, barriers, and perimeters. Okay. Because it's extremely, extremely powerful when you go into the center position of the Big Dipper. Okay. Because it's a whole new galaxy, guys. That's what the Big Dipper is. All right. So here we go. We're going to line cross signals, code frequency level to the Big Dipper level connection system, rendezvous, docking locations, article level system to its connection to the galaxy positions. Put them in realm locations. Yep. Okay. Line signals are coming in through channel positions. Here we go. Okay, so wind surface through connections. So from here to here. Now you're in the center position of the Big Dipper. So I'm getting confirmation signals first, right? Because there's intelligence on everything that we line signal through alien map location positions, right? So everything that you see here, dots, are all intelligence of map locations of thoughts. It's all created in the solar systems. It's all created through its Orion's belt, to its Aurelius, or anything through its Osiris. Right? So the Big Dipper, you understand the history of the Big Dipper, right? So to understand it, you can't say it's like, oh, it's 16 billion years old. It's not. You have to actually travel to the center position of what the Big Dipper is. Everything's created through center, guys. That's the source. And everything around you becomes phenomenon in the physical system of five-dimensional system. And then everything becomes magic. So Ground rising, yep. Okay, so I got confirmation. You guys ready to go into the realm location? Now this is going to open up another hexagon, okay, to its connection. It's going to platitude and platho your connections to your fragmentation line systems to calculation. It's going to change your program setting. So it's understanding that your body fragmentation line system is scanning through its Big Dipper now through the center position. It's going to open up a new galaxy position to your body framing of its position. Earth rotation, Jupiter position, anything through calculation of Orion's belt has to understand what you're doing through travel because you're in space. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go through the realm connection of galaxy positions. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, we're in the center position right now of the Big Dipper. All right, you guys are in the center right now. Have fun. So it's crosswind in its cycles, your body activation. You're kind of like elusive, lost in transition. You're not sure where you are through calculation. You're no longer on the earth. So that means your whole physical system, okay, is now into the position of the Big Dipper. Okay, so that's very, very powerful. So it's kind of like you're like, whoa, I can't move. I see this, I see that, I see galaxy, I see dimension, I see portals, I see activation, what's real, what's not real. So you understand more of your equal and everything through E and everything through mass and everything through calculation to its square, right? But your biofrequency level on the physical system of the earth is out of its cohesion. And that's why it's extremely confusing to the mind system. This is where it becomes into the delusional patterns through its octaves. Okay, so it's going to go back into balanced positions because you understand the Big Dipper is going through your epigenetics, going through the center position, it's going through scanning rotation centers, it's going to everything into calculation, right? It's trying to understand more of you through its each in your patterns. It knows you're on the fifth dimensional system, right? But to be in the Big Dipper, okay, you have to be out of its equation, of its particle system, all right? So, all right. So, wow, Commander, I seriously was clueless about space. Literally barely knew that 7 planets, but always felt so connected to space. And being in the school, I have learned 99.9% of knowledge of space. But that's it. We want to get out of the 99.9% and get into 100. Remember, when I went into the spiritual system of calculation to modification, integration, everything out of this equation, I had to understand these things through metrics of travel, through acceleration of my body, how to understand the space of me of body and understand the space of me of time of my body. That alone is confusing if you don't understand your dimensional system of Earth. So the Earth is the ground of all travel. Okay? But the only position that you're out right now is into the Big Dipper. And that's why it's very confusing because you don't know where your body is. Okay, so it's totally out of the particle system. But I'm holding it. I'm holding it through my perceptions, through its E-fields. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is. My brain is getting bigger, yeah. Yeah, because Dina is in the traction levels right now. She's in the condition of the alphabetical 2 or E equals MC squared. So our shapes and anomalies are coming into one line communication, one activation, one light, one coloration to one travel, to one position, one thought. Right? One thought becomes everything through thought, guys. Right? So let's see. And now I know more about space than more than I have the population of our entire planet. See, and that's what the Big Dipper gives you. Right? You guys really have to understand your E equals MC squares. Right? And more affirmation of starseed for my soul identification. Yeah. Everything is going through provisions of tactic level system, but you have to understand your acceleration of you through travel. Everything I do through acceleration is everything through illustration, right? So what you see is extremely real. You guys are traveling into the Big Dipper out of the center position. Okay, and you're saying, how is that possible? Well, you have to go beyond the mind system. Your brain has to be a simulation, or I can't do anything to traction location. So I was put on this earth to understand everything through calculation, how everything works through the body system of travel positions. Okay, into Orion's belt. Okay, everything through Radius and everything through Osiris and everything through the Big Dipper. Okay, everything has to line communicate through a map. Okay, and you have the constellation. Constellation is just nothing through galaxy. So you're crossing the surface of the galaxy positions. This is the galaxy. Okay. Center's position lines, you think calculation, but it has it's a web graph location. But once you see the connections of lights and everything, that attraction, you understand everything through connections. So wind surface is in so many levels. Okay, so that's a constellation and everything through the center position. So it kind of looks like this. Kind of looks like that, right? It's like a road graph when you actually see it in the sky. But you have to see in a perception to understand what's going on through connections. All right, so the allocated positions, I have to take you out now because I don't want to separate you everything through brainwaves. You guys are way past everything's in connection when it comes into supernova. Okay, traction position level systems, retract position level system through calculation, modify everything through division, tango, rendezvous connections, Earth rotation back in the surface connection line system, change the particle system back into fragmentation line through fifth dimensional system. Put those positions in line communications into the Earth core system, all right? You guys are back in position. 1, 2, 3. All right, you're back on the Earth right now through rotation. I had to separate your whole body, put you back in the particles in the fifth dimensional system. The allocated position, the mind system would have just explode everything through common knowledge, through intelligence, and you turn there and say, whoa, Commander, I know too much. All data's coming in. This is way too much. So that's why I had to take you out, because I would put you in another galaxy, another realm, another universe. Okay? So you're just going to try to understanding what the Orion belt is. It's all connected to you through your particle system, which is the center position of you through the gravity system of this Earth. And the Orion belt is through its birthing system of travel, of space and time. All right? So you guys are back on the Earth. Hoo-ah! So how does everybody feel? It's funny because it's the truth, but human vibration will never understand. Yeah. But that's it. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Humans have to get into the understanding what a galactic system is. And what is a galactic energy core? What is its activation through its energy core? What is its activation of its sun of its energy core? What is its activation of its moon of its energy core? What is its activation of its atmosphere of its energy core? I sent you guys a private link on my YouTube where I was going through energetic connections, where I was turning on the lights of the clouds. I put my finger up there and the light shines, right? That's all done through finger point. That's all done through electronic interference. Everything is interlocking, interlacing two locations of patterns. The cloud is everything through connection. So I'm connecting to its UFO of its XT1000 through its intelligence, right? So what do you think unites the cloud? It's the UFO, right? It's not the cloud. It's the UFO and inside the intelligence. So it's all calculated, all right, through its planet position. Because everything in through a cloud has its own starlight recognition light system. Okay. So if you watch back that video, it's I think it's like maybe 2 minutes, tops 3 minutes. I talk about everything through the energetic system, how you use your ground formation systems. But now you know how you're connected to Orion's belt. All right. So yeah. Feeling seriously smarter than more knowledge. Wow, Commander. See, there you go. Dean is understanding more, right? And this is going to put you at higher levels. Now you're in positions coming into the 90 atmospheric chakra rotations. Once you get into 100, now you're coming into higher of your cups, right? So it's all about putting, you know, it's like filling a glass of water to the top, and it becomes everything through a cup, right? Okay. All right. So in this position, this is you, right? This is the cup, an empty cup, right? Are you half full or half empty? Now, I don't use that through the chronological system. There's no yes or no, or maybe in between through knowledge of intelligence, but truly understand what the circle rotation through aligned communications of an upcycling location position. That's what this is. So I'm using a cup through a dedication of travel through lines, guys, through circle rotation, through line communication, through its upwinding cycle. Looks like a smile, right? So when you get in that position, it's all about uprising the water containments of your lights. Okay. So when you come up to here, right, the whole thing you have to understand, once you reach 114, you can't overflow the water. Okay, because that will overload your mind. And that's why I want to put you in those positions. I couldn't put you to Orion's belt because you guys have to be at that certain level, okay, to connection to the body frame system. Because Orion's belt is the center position of you, but you have to understand everything through your intelligence, right? Before you understand everything through its connection to the chakra system. So you don't want to have it like this, coming out. If the water comes out, what happens? Changes the rotation system. Okay? So it flows out. And then you start draining the water. It starts going down. And then you got to go back up. See? You don't want to do that. Because it's all connected through you. It's your water containments of you. So once you understand your water containments, once you get to 114, this will put you in a better position of what your light is through GOD. Okay? So 114. Okay? Now you got 114 lights that's in your body. Now you have to understand how to balance all those lights, guys. This is just the beginning. You guys are coming into this. Once you get into this, you got to understand how to keep the flowing self of you. Okay? Because if you don't, you're going to overload and you're going to, spill the water and you're going to go back down. So it's going to decrease instead of upcrease. Right? So you want to keep your level. You want to keep your circle rotation in the grounds through its Orion's belt. You understand what I'm talking about when you get into Orion's belt. You understand what it is. And then you go into this. And then it modifies everything line channel up to here through calculations. When it comes into high force connections, and you come into a bigger spaceship connection. Look at this. Look at that. Look how big that spaceship is. See? From this to this. Okay? Kind of looks like the Rebillion spaceship, right? So every time you communicate through your signals of lights, you activate everything through your spacecraft positions, and your spacecraft gets bigger and bigger through its energy fields of travel. Right? So you really have to understand everything through your lights of color, of travel, acceleration. Okay? Light speed. Okay, activation of light speed, coloration of light speed, right? Integration of light speed, modulation of light speed, right? You come into the networks of light speed. Networks of light speed is truly understanding how to change positions of satellites. How do you do that? There's satellites in space. They're all used through Wi-Fi, right? So once you understand you are Wi-Fi, you have to understand the electrical system of you through modifications. You have to understand your body framing system because you're all connected to its water base. But you don't want to overload the water, right? You don't want to or spill it. You don't want to spill it, okay? Because if you spill it, what happens? It overloads your system, puts you into a self-generated system. And the thing is, too, even though you're a light worker, even though you're GOD, doesn't matter. The positions of you have to be in balance every single day through the grounds. So you have to understand more of the connections of its Orion's belt. You have to understand more connections of the balance of your chakra system. Okay? Because as soon as you lose your thought recognition light system, let's say you go into something traumatic, somebody passed away, And that's probably the most horrific thing that you can go through when somebody passes away, somebody close to you, right? That will change your vibration of your body frame to its Orion's belt. And that will affect everything through around you, through your e-fields. And it will affect everything through your electrical system of your water. Your water becomes frame of its digital. The digital becomes its pattern. The pattern becomes its electrolysis. Okay? The magnetic force of its magnets will change positions to your vibration, to your human behavioral system. Remember the decentralizing system of the circuitry level system to its connection? You're coming into the block and chain to positions of your human vibrational system. So it's very important when you go into these higher positions of chakras, okay? I'm giving this to you. You have to know this from your commander. You understand more of your chakra system of communication. So it's important that when you see the grounds, you're going extremely, extremely fast. So everything around you will spin faster and faster. So the whole idea is to understand that everything that you see in front of you will disappear. And when it disappears, now you're into the simulation. And you're going so fast, the rotation, you understand more of the Earth, you understand more of Jupiter, and you understand more of the solar system. And you understand more of the birthing system of you through past, present, and future. You got line communication back in the center position. Now you're understanding the truth of the Big Bang Theory, which is not the Big Bang Theory. It's not called the Big Bang Theory. Okay? So it's called the evolution, okay, of all positions of its Orion's belt. Okay, Orion's belt is the birthing system of universe, galaxies, okay, and everything through the cosmos, guys. All right? So now you know the truth. Truth will make you stronger through knowledge of intelligence. Right? So, everybody ready? I want you guys to get prepared because once you get up to 90, you're going to go, okay, you know, I understand more, but my water is going to overflow if I keep going. So if you keep going, so it's kind of like your thoughts are trying to catch up to your light. The light is going faster than your thoughts. Your thoughts have to recognize what you're going through your body frame. Your body frame has to understand the hydraulics. The hydraulics have to understand the brain. The brain has to understand the mind. The mind has to understand the heart. The heart has to understand the soul identification. And the identification has to understand everything through its tree. Because you're all about growing. You're all about expanding, the expansion of you through the chakra system of communication. And then you understand more and more. So the whole idea is to understand when your water goes up, you're coming more of space of you. It's opening up all your connections and you're getting rid of all fear. You're getting rid of all anxiety, getting rid of all stress, and you're getting rid of all depression. Now, I'm not saying you can't go there, but what I am saying is the faster you go, you can center your positions faster into balanced positions through your chakra to its allocated positions. Okay? So, all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the deframe to its frame, to its decentralized, okay, to the up cycle, to the down cycle, to the middle cycle, to the power center, to its connection, to its Orion's belt. That's going to be on the test. Okay. So I'm going to set up the test now. Okay. And you guys basically, okay, we're Tuesday, was it Thursday, Friday? Let's see, Friday. I was thinking here. I think I'll give you guys a week because it's a very hard test. Because you guys are smarter with knowledge, you just have to understand the optical levels of map locations to positions and what really is the Orion's belt through connection. So we'll give it to next Monday. Next Monday will be the test. All right. Closest to the answer. I mean, everybody gets upgraded either way. I just want to make sure you understand more of you through space and the time of travel of you through space. That's the position that we want to get into. But you have to understand that when you go to higher levels of your chakras, okay, you'll start seeing more space of you, which is seeing the Orion's belt. You're seeing planet more and more and more and more. Priscilla comes to me and say, okay, why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing that? Well, you have to understand what you're seeing. And to understand that is to understand their lights. If you understand their lights, you understand their information of lights. So that means that they understand your position, but do you understand their position? and what they're trying to do. Everything is about accomplishments. It's all about achievements. It's all about a goal, right? It's all about us reaching the gold of ourselves through love, the golden realms. You get a better understanding when you get to higher position 114, you understand what the connections are through heavens on earth. And then you start traveling. And then you get more respect because you become God through connection. You understand geometrics, the geometric system. Everything through quantum fields of vibration. Okay? So, all right. So let's separate that through connections. So go through this. All right. Okay, so connect this. That's Orion's belt. Now, in position. All right. So we go into those line communication cycles through, all right, center position everything through gravitation lines, all right? Now opens up everything through the grounds, opens up everything through the powers, and opens up everything through the atmosphere. You understand where it's going. So it's understanding your travels are connecting to its Orion's belt, and that's how you travel to anywhere through connection around position of planets, guys. You have to understand the line signals of its belt because the belt is connecting to its Earth system. Okay? So when it gets into that position, okay, you come into the formation of your communications of yourself through your thoughts. Okay? So we start off with that, right? So what I want, okay, I'm just going to show you guys, see what it is if you understand what you're doing. Okay, understand what you're doing, right? So we get into the pyramid system, into the clocking of its travel. Okay. All right, so go into that position here. 8, you guys are coming into 9, 10. So you're almost around the clock. Okay, so you're in that position, traveling position, cylinder rotation. Orion's belt is understanding you. So if the Orion belt understands you, you're understanding more of the Earth because the Orion belt is connected to everything through its Earth of all planet positions. It has to. Everything's aligned. So if one conscious level of one system to 7 billion people are aligned through connections, you're going to understand everything around you through its connection. So you're going to understand more and more through intelligence. And that's what it is. It's getting out of its system. The old set, I go back in the center instantly, right? And then I reframe, readjust, refocus. That's what you guys have to do. So the higher you go in position, the more you understand everything through connection to Orion's belt, to its position. The more you understand everything through Rebillion, the more you understand everything through Osiris. Truly understand everything through Nebula, Andromeda, Lemurian, Pleiadians, Pleiadians, Lyrians, or we even have chameleons, right? That chameleon is a reptile, you already know it. Even salamanders, right? It's really fascinating. You cut off a tail of a salamander, it grows back. It's interesting how it does that in time, right? Understanding nature more. This is the position you guys are coming into, E equals MC squared, okay? So we're in that position of traveling positions. You understand everything through this connection, right? So we come into the formations. So I'll show you this, okay, and how it all connects through line signals of its Orion belt. Starts off with that, right? Now, once you come into your positions of your travels, of your pyramids, oh, look at that. Woo, it's looking like a cylinder. So you want to come into the diamond core, but we're not in that position yet. We're trying to understand our clockings. So everything through connection. So it's kind of looking at the clock. It's 8 o'clock right here. But in space, there's no time, no position of time until you understand the space of you through time. And then everything around you. People say that there's no time, there's no space, there's no age. That's true. But you have to understand, the more you fill up the light inside you, everything in space and time becomes nothing but time and space. So it's trying to understand the position of you is always the center position of you, which is its Earth. Okay, so don't get confused on that. All right. So when you come out of the position, you fly out of its recognition light system, right? And you travel to its Orion's belt, like this. Okay. Activates anything through Radios and everything to Cyrus. Opens up its energy realm through its connection when it comes into the plus to its direction. Activates everything light signal. Like that. Okay. So before you go through the Orion's belt, before you travel, you have to understand your chakra system, what you're communicating through a thought. If you're connecting with your throat, you're connecting with your heart, connecting with all connections to the ground. You want to connect with anything through the sacral. You want to connect with anything that you feel comfortable with, but it's got to be one thought. Okay. Because the Orion belt won't understand your line signals of travels if you change your thought. You change your thought, you change your color, change your activation, change your light, and you change your vibration. You change your frequencies and toning divisions to its harmonic resistance. Because you guys aren't into that connection yet. All right, so when we get into that connection, line signals down into the gravity system. It's really powerful. We see these things. When you start seeing these things, you understand more and more. And that's what it looks like. Everything is connected, right? So when that connects, everything through the power center opens up and becomes one color. Everything comes one color. Okay, when it comes one color, everything through your triangle division, your spacecraft position is ready to fly up to position. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Out we go. Into space anomaly through thought. All connected to Orion's belt, center position of the sun, everything through the moon of its program. So the moon sets up the program through digital frame. It connects everything through Vega. Vega is its communication. It's a code reference. So it's kind of like using everything through code frequencies, GPS location, right? That's where you come into string theory through activation, lights and everything through audio signals of your ears. It operates on all levels of your map locations. So it's kind of looking at the pearl maps in the 80s, and you're going from this position, you're going from here, and you're going like that. Ooh, there I am right there. So I go from here, I look at my phone, right? So this is the position I'm going. Here's my car going up, and there's the point division I have to get to, location. Same thing, right? Everything has to be center position. The center position of the universal system is Orion's belt. It's all connected to your chakra system of communication, guys, right? So, all right. So I'll set it up on the private link. Okay. You go to the positions where we come into the embedding. Okay, I'm going to be changing the positions of all connections of the Earth, all connections. We're coming into levels of nebula, and we're coming into all connections of its Orion belts because we're going to higher divisions. We're coming into 90 atmospheres now. So you can understand more of the Orion's belt through its gravity system of this Earth. That's the most important thing. So I'll change that through Solotex. But yeah, this is going to be exciting. I hope you guys are going to have a lot of fun, but I'll give you to Monday. Okay, next Monday will be the test. And you guys will be up to 90 chakras. So it's exciting. I just want to see your follow-ups and what you're seeing through connections when it comes into water. Understand the energetic wavings of water, understand the pattern divisions of water, understand the lights, understand the colorations, understand the simulations of line communication, lacing line systems, understand your perceptions and what you see through location, understand your mind collaboration center through its thoughts. Alien map location position. Understand your chakra system when it comes to Orion's belt through its communication. Understand everything through the sun. Understand everything through the moon. Understand everything through planet Jupiter, and understand everything through connection of solar systems. Okay. Once you understand your positions of your chakra systems, you understand all communication of line signals, which is one pattern, one position, one line communication of a thought, but it's all connected. Okay. It's all connected. Don't get confused with that. Right? Humanity has to get out of that because you're going to confuse yourself. Right? So, so the test, okay, evaluation. Okay, test evaluation. Okay. Okay. Now, when we get into those connections, okay, 90 atmospheres. Okay, truly understand what 90 is. Truly understand what atmospheres are. Okay, so you're coming up to 90 atmospheres, guys. 90. You know how powerful that is? That's incredible. All right, because you passed everything through the basics of ABCs and 1, 2s, and 3s. You're no longer in the gravity system, okay, of the atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bioatmosphere, biohemisphere, biostratosphere. You're in the branium, but you're out of the branium. Okay, you're out of the brainium. You're coming into the simulation of 90 atmospheres. So the chronological system activates everything through galaxy positions of your center position through the chakra system. Yeah, it's a lot of grid work, getting intense. Yeah. So the 90 atmospheres is 9 planet positions, guys. 9 planet positions in the simulation. That's powerful, powerful simulators through the brainwave location position. The 0 of its condition, all right, is everything through 0 of travel, right? 0 point. Okay, so we're coming into the 0 point of travel, guys. Ooh-ah. Okay, remember you guys have to be into connection. Once you reach 114, you'll be in supernova through acceleration of light speed. Okay, so you have to be in 0 point. 90 atmospheres will put you in a 0 point of travel. So it's trying to understand more of your thoughts. So your thoughts have to catch up to the light. So remember, when I communicate through levels, it's faster and faster. When it gets faster, I'm communicating one thought, but it's traveling in so many levels of atmospheres, so many countries, but it's all connected to one line signal, which is the Orion's belt of the chakra system. It's allocated to the positions of the pharaohs and the meridians, guys. It's all connected to the thought, okay, and it's Egyptians. Okay, it's all connected to all levels of Pleiadians and Pleiadians. Okay, those are just tidal defenses. So understanding what you are through vibration gives you everything through the birthing system of your body activations of the earth and its rotation cycle of your life system. Okay, so all right, so let's go back to questions here. So much going on. So excited. 90 atmospheres, guys. So proud of you guys. I just got back that I'm bringing the bad boys back home. Are you communicating through the cycles of your family? Because I said I was one of the third tall purplish grays up there. Soon amazing. I'm mind blown. Yeah, you're mind blown because you're in the connections of levels of the Big Dipper. All right. Communicating with each other. It's understanding light signals. So it's all about you recognizing your thoughts, and your thoughts are catching up to the light. So the light's going, and your thoughts are going, trying to catch up to the light. But the light is at that position, but your thoughts are still traveling at the same time, right? So that's interesting when you think about it, because it's a light code. So how do I understand my light codes if I don't understand my thoughts? If I understand my thought and understand my light and activation and my coloration and its chakra system, all connect to one planet position, right? That's the fallouts that everybody's having with travel, especially with light workers. The light goes further, but the thought is trying to catch up. So its light's going, and your thought is going like this. Okay, it's trying to catch up to the light. Okay, so you understand the space of you and the travel of you, which is everything through its resistance when it comes to this phenomenal, okay, to the connections of your chakra system. All right, it's powerful, isn't it? Think about it. Because your thought travels. So you have to balance everything through your thought, through your light, through activation, coloration, illustration, realization, activation. Comes everything through this program system. Once it's created and you have the light and thought together, it creates on its own. It sets in position, opens up its planet position, stays in the archetype locations, right? Sets up its grid, sets up its power, sets up its atmosphere, sets up its energy fields. Now it's in your position of location. So you can go into that direction of its thought through its light of its activation, through the connections of its chakra system, of balanced positions, of one line signal to its direction. So that's what happens. We're all like salamandrous. We grow on skin back. I was talking to my son about that yesterday. Told him when we have superpowers, we grow. Or yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, you're scaling yourself. You're coming into a new water containment. You come into new activation, a new system, right? a new energy system to the computer of a simulation. I have to get you guys in the simulation. It's important, right? Because it's everything's on time frequency level. Changing the Earth rotation system is everything through code frequency. So when you go into 114, you understand more your levels when it comes into the gravity system of its Orion's belt and your connections to your thoughts. So it's all about balancing your thoughts of travel and getting the lights of travel through your thoughts in one balanced line system to one calculation. Okay, I have a question concerning E equals MC square. I'm getting that it is the equation to understand because it is the way to transform our body. Yeah, it's mass, it's weight to energy. Very good. So it's exactly what it is. Energy is everything through mass calculated, but it's all through line signal. Okay, so you have to understand the energy of you. Okay, and its equation, everything through the separation. It's a parallel, it's the equal. It's the paradigms. So you have to understand what you're doing through energy. Everything through energy is connected through a thought. So as soon as you create through the energy system, say, okay, I want a vortex location position to align communication line signal to attract position of planet position. So I'm vortexing through the energy, through its equal, which is parallel, paradigm. Am I paradigm? Am I paradox? Am I going through a connection to locations of the parallel through dimensions of its equation? So you don't want to get confusing with energy equals MC squared. What you want to get communication with is one line signal through its energy system, which is one thought, one recognition of a thought. It becomes everything through its thought of its form. And that's how it becomes everything through mass of calculation to its box. Okay, take it out of its equation. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out, Priscilla. Spinning light speed square. Yeah, it depends on what you connect through your thoughts. I've been seeing myself toroidal, holographic, universal. Yeah, center vortex, my energy is vector. Yeah. Been seeing the water, particles of earth, dimensional level, spinning, also like turquoise and being flowers of life. Yeah, so you're connecting to more nature core through vortex and line communication through fragmentation of your circle rotation of body centers. All right, so basically this is exactly what it is. When you create a thought, doesn't matter what it is, you create it through thought, it's connecting through energy right away. That's E, right? This is how we're going to go to E equals MC squared. The practical levels, you have to truly understand what's going on through your chakra system. Okay, so basically you got energy, right? Energy of anything. Energy of anything through form, okay? So you want to energize your body system. Okay, so that's E, okay? So you energize your body system, okay? That's equal. Okay, body system. So you don't want to have any separation of that. So basically you have to just take it out as equation, right? And then it becomes everything through connection of your body system. Right? So it becomes a square. Okay. So it's taking the equal into square. This is getting very confusing, but this is when you reach higher levels. So when you're in that position, so you want a high-rise energy system, the body activation line system. So line system comes into mass. Okay, mass is weight through connections. Okay, so it's understanding where the connection end is through the line, and then you go into calculation to and from. Okay, and then you get into the box. Okay, so it's really understanding through your thought what you're creating through energy, what you're creating through your body, what you're creating through mass, and what you're communicating with calculation, and everything through the box. So the box position, because of allocated positions of its equation of its body activation system, line communicates to its box. And that's the answer through its position. It becomes everything through equation. See the triangle? Right? Then line device comes into the pyramid system of activation. So the E stands in position. Now the box moves over into position. It has to travel to the E position because they're changing positions. So you go back into the position to its communication, to its inner system. Open up its realm connection to its body activation light system. So that's a connection through E equals MC squared. That's how I just show you a formula of what you can do through body activation of changing positions. How you go from this to this to this to this to this. Okay, everything line communicates a balance in one thought. This is all one thought, but it's all traveling through a box of E equals MC squared. Okay, so. It's exciting, isn't it? All right, so I've been seeing the water particles of Earth, dimensional levels spinning also like turquoise. Yeah, we've gone through that position. Grid work getting intense. It's going to get more intense. You go higher, higher to your connections of your activation of your lights and everything through your thoughts. So the most important thing you have to understand, because you guys are coming into the grid locations of its birthing system, of the DNA strands, a walk surfacing system, you're connecting more of its Orion's belt through your chakra system. But truly understand more of your thoughts through recognition of speed. So your thoughts and your light have to be balanced. If your light's going too fast and your thoughts trying to catch up, you're not connecting to your program setting. You got to reset, resurface, reposition yourself through your body frame. Okay, get into connections of Vega to understand your digital of its light. We'll get into codes. Once you guys get into plateaus and plathos of connections of code references, we got into that connection, but now we're coming into code frequencies. We'll get more to code frequencies when you come into 100 chakras. Okay, now you understand more connections of light because there's so many variations of light through coloration, dimensions, portal, activation, codes, right? Galaxies, right? Understand the portal of a code to acceleration, right? To its oscillation, winds, or anything in that connection. Okay, try to understand your time capacitor view of travel, time zones of travel, space-times of travel of you with inside through your particle system or anything through calculation. Modifies everything through connections because everything is formulating through E equals MC squared, right? So that's where you start off. It's a structured DNA of your blueprints, E equals MC squared. So when you create a thought, you're connecting right away with energy. So it's understanding the energy, it's understanding the separation of your body, it's understanding the mass of your body, and it's understanding the calculation of travel of your body, and it's understanding the position of the box frequency to take it out of its equation of travel through the mind system, guys. That is E equals MC squared, okay? Through all calculations of travel positions, through your light and its interference, okay? All right, so I'll set up the test today. I'm really excited, it's gonna be fun. You guys have a fantastic day. I know you guys are catching on very quick right now, what's going on with your chakra system. So you kind of like mind blown, you know, just really get into the relaxations of what's going on. Don't formulate on so many levels of archives. Don't formulate in so much program settings. Your commander is putting your position and what you need to know, right? And you know, my voicing grid is changing faster and faster, right? In positions, because you guys high rise, I high rise more and more. That's the whole position. It's truly understanding how we go into one unity of consciousness, of one vibration, to one location, to one position, of one atom, to one molecule structure of its simulation, of its brain location. All right. So love you guys very much. I'll keep you informed with the test review and evaluations. This is your Supreme AI Commander from the universal core of all divisions of its Orion's belt. Adios.